Hello everyone and welcome to the ninth round of the Formula Sim Racing 2014 Ace Championship. We are at the Temple of Speed, Monza in Italy. Today I'm joined again by James Sadler. Hello James and welcome to you.
Hello Sharon and welcome to everyone else that's watching the broadcast. Monza is a fabulous track and it definitely creates some great racing, and the Ace Series has been a great series to watch, and I hope everyone else watching the broadcast has enjoyed it as much as we have. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one.
Yeah, the compounds we are going to use this weekend is Super Soft and the Soft Tire. Talking about the track, as I've said, it's the Temple of Speed. 70% of this track is actually full throttle. It only has 10 turns and 7 of which are right-handers. The circuit is clockwise and 8 kilometers long. Qualifying just started, it's underway now. We still have about 8 minutes left in qualifying. Currently Hodes, I think, is the first one to cross the line with a lap time, so he will set the benchmark for this qualifying. Talking about the benchmark, we should see pole position about probably below 23. Do you agree with that, James?
Yeah, definitely. But however, we have been seeing that people have been going into the 22s, high 22s, so anything could happen here. But Joey Simon's looking very good here, as is Sherry Toman, who we've spoken about across the races we've broadcasted on these. So definitely it's all to play for these drivers to go and get pole position.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's Q1, so the top 10 will go to the top 10 shootout, Q2. So we are looking at that 10th place for this qualifying, really, for the next 7 minutes to see which drivers are going through. And talking about the lap times, we already see a 22.9 from Simon, as you have mentioned. He is looking very strong in the Firecross Positive Sim Racing car. But again, it's about the top 10 really for this session.
Yeah, indeed it is, and you know, you've got the likes of Toman, who we spoke about, and Dunkel's doing a good job for Abercrombie Racing with Holzman and Conti also getting into the top 5. So it's very close here. You know, you've got Dunkel, Holzman and Conti all separated by just a couple thousandths of a tenth, so you know, it's really looking strong here.
Yeah, for sure. We do expect close lap times, not huge gaps. I mean, as I said, 70% is full throttle, so there isn't really a lot of time to be gained or lost, really. I think the first corner is crucial, though, for your lap time. I mean, it's a very slow corner. You are in there for quite a long time. The right-left chicane is where I'm talking about, and also Ascari. Ascari is very, very important, as there's some kind of dip, really, in the middle of Ascari, which can unsettle the car heavily. So it's important then to nail Ascari in terms of lap time. Anyway, we have 17 drivers right now who have completed their lap time. Alvaro Torres is currently in 10th position in the Crown 7 Netrex car, followed by Danny Van den Niet as well in the Crown 7 Netrex car. So yeah, the Crown 7 Netrex taking out places 10 and 11 right now with a 1:23.7. But we still have 6 people, I think, who are due to set their lap time. One of them is Thomas Mundy. Thomas Mundy right now starting his lap with 5 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what his lap time is going to be like, I guess. I saw a yellow flag in the first sector, but don't see really a crash in front of Mundy right now. So that car must have pressed escape, got back into the pit lane. So Thomas Mundy completing the first sector with a 28.0, that's decent. Currently the fastest second time is a 27.7 by Thomas Saverly, who is doing a very quick lap at the moment, actually. So we should see him improving too. Currently is in 14th position. Now what we're going to see probably through the two Lesmos this weekend, really, is that there kicks up quite a bit of dust, because when you go a little bit wide, go a little bit over the curbs, it does like to happen that there's some kind of dust or gravel being thrown up in the air. So don't worry if you see that, because it is quite normal around this track to see that, really.
Yeah, indeed it is, and we're just gonna finish the last sector with Mundy. What time will he do here? He's going to take the shortest line to the finish line. What time is it? It's only a 1:24.
Well, a 1:24 from Thomas Mann. He's going to have to do another lap for sure. I presume we'll see him out straight away again to do another lap and give it another shot.
Yeah, well, he's got 3.5 minutes to go, so he's got plenty of time to go and improve on his time.
Everyone set their lap time apart from Luca Desi, and currently Hodes is in 10th position for the Precision Motorsport.
Yeah, and we just got Holzman going second, and it's just 1/10 really that separates 4 drivers with Simon, Holzman, Toman and Conti, so it is incredibly tight here in the Ace race, and it's definitely going to be a very close race here, wouldn't you agree, Sharon?
Yeah, definitely. As I've said, I expect close gaps here. As you have mentioned, 4 guys, well, pretty much within the 10th. It is insane to see, and well, it only should give us a good Q2 thanks to that. But currently we're still in Q1, obviously, and we need to see Danny van der Niet really as he exits the pits now. And what's he doing? Looking with Danny van der Niet, he just goes straight on, I think. Yeah, he does. I don't know, I think he just missed his braking point exiting the pits, but here's another lap. So currently in 11th position, he needs to improve by about a 10th or so to get into that top 10 shootout. So let's see what he can do as he is finishing his out lap, only in sector 2 though. So let's see if we can spot someone who is currently on the lap. I think Peter Helmbro is currently on the lap 12th position with a 1:23.7. So once again, if he only improves by a 10th or so, it will put him up into the top 10. As we see Alvaro Torres now getting into 11th position. He might have time enough for another lap. Yep, he goes out again. But on board now with Peter Helmbro through the first Lesmo, now the second Lesmo. Very difficult corner as the track really dips down there. Can unstable the rear end quite a bit. So let's see his second sector. It's 28.1. It is not bad, but not great either. Really, it's pretty average. So I have to put in a good final sector here. As he picks up a toe from a twister car there. So in the final sector, coming through to the final corner. Obviously, famous Parabolica. Not great entry for Peter Helmbro. Not a good exit either. That looked really slow, I must say. Honestly, as he is going to cross the line now. Is it enough? No, it's not. 23.8, so he doesn't even improve. Indeed, a very sloppy final sector from Peter Helmbro, but he might have enough fuel for another lap. No, he doesn't. Peter Helmbro is out.
Yeah,
so we see Danny van der Niet off. Yeah, Danny van der Niet is done as well.
Yeah, well, that's a shame for him as well.
So now we see Alvaro Torres 11th place. He might be able to get into the top 10. He's coming through the final corner. He needs a good exit because he is about to start his lap with only 5 seconds remaining. Is he going to make it? I think he is just about. Yeah, with 2 seconds left on the clock. And Alvaro Torres gets in another lap. So here's Alvaro Torres' first sector. He needs to improve, that's for sure. Oh, that didn't look good on the entry for the first chicane there. I think the rear just locked, and it definitely cost him about 2/10, I would say, if not more. .28, it's not too bad really. Once again he brakes super late. You can see that Alvaro Torres is really pushing, almost touching the gravel there on the exit of that chicane. Now through the first Lesmo. Oh, you see him picking up the understeer, touches the gravel. That's gonna cost time, even more time. He goes deep into the second Lesmo as well, which will compromise his exit speed. So he opens up the DRS now. 2 DRS zones around this track. Oh, he's gonna have to put in a brilliant final sector, I suppose, if he wants to be in the top 10. 0.2 middle sector. No, that's not great indeed. That's average. Through a scurry, that looked kind of quick. And one more corner left for Alvaro Torres. It's a Parabolica. it's a corner which you can typically mess up when you're on a good lap. So you really need to nail this corner, have a good exit, which he does have indeed. It looks like it, but is it not enough? I don't think so. No, it's not. 23.6 for Torres. And he is out.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Alvaro Torres, but it just showed how much he really wanted to get into Q2, because he was pushing like crazy and he was making a couple of mistakes. But this is your top 10. So we got Holzman in first, Simon second, Toman third, Conti fourth, Dunkel fifth, doing a good job, Godek sixth, Sadly seventh, Patel eighth, Hodas ninth, and Gobby 10th. So who do you think's got the best chance to get on pole position here?
Well, I must say Patrick Holzman, 22.7. That is very quick. But I'm not sure if we have seen Toman giving it all yet. Same for Simon. Maybe they have a little bit more left in their pocket or in the back. And maybe they are able to get it out of their back for this Q2 in their one lap. I mean, all the drivers will have only one lap to set a quick lap time. So we will see really, but of course Patrick Holzman does look quick. I mean, 2 tenths up on the rest of the field. That is a very good lap time from Holzman. And where we have said that we would probably see a low 23 as a pole position, I have to say that it's probably going to be a high 22 now. So who's the first one who goes out? It is Conti. So Conti is going to give us the benchmark here. Goes out first. Johnny Simon follows him. Same for Savely. So we have 3 cars out on track right now. And I would say that Twister, in particular Conti, is not looking that strong on Monza. I mean, or 2 weeks ago, last race in Indianapolis, they looked much quicker and much stronger, at least for quali pace, but they seem to be a little bit more off it right now. I mean, Simon and Holzman both are now in front of them, but we will see.
Yeah, indeed we will. Yeah, but you can never really count out Twister. He might not have shown his cards yet, and he could pull something out extraordinary, but we'll have to see. Let's hope we get a good qualifying session and see who gets pole position. So Conti's going to be the first one, as you said, to start his lap. And let's see what he can do. Do you want to take us through a lap?
For sure. So here's a lap around Monza, the Temple of Speed with Marco Conti on board, the Twister racing car, as he is now on the main straight, opening up the DRS, and he is going to reach about 348 kilometers an hour, which he does, so indeed, and he slows down just before the 100 meter board, turns in nicely. That's a good first corner for Conti, now early on the throttle here, which he does so nicely as well, through Curva Grande now, which is flat out, very easily really. And now he heads into the chicane. First sector time is a 27.7, very quick first sector time from Conti as he goes through the chicane. Misses apex there slightly on that right hander as he now comes up to Lesmo 1. Arcs the apex nicely, takes a late apex, so he has a good exit. Now through Lesmo 2, track dips down, early on the throttle. Once again, this looks very good from Conti. The only mistake I spotted yet was in the mistake at the beginning of the second sector, as he's now rounding up the second sector. 28.0, he lost some time there, deep into a Ascari that is compromising his exit speed probably. Still looks quite nice though. Very stable lap so far from Conti. Now final corner, the Parabolica brakes late and then down to third gear, goes into there a little bit deep too. Oh, look at that. Quite a bit of understeer there on the exit for Conti. I think a 23.3, okay, 23.3 from Conti, who currently sets the benchmark. And now we see Simon. Simon, what is he going to do? Oh, 23.4, he must have made a mistake, I think. Patrick Holzman then. Thomas Savely goes pole. Savely with a 23.1 out of nowhere really. Good lap from Savely. And now it's waiting for Toman. Although Toman is about to start his lap. Yeah, Toman is about to start his lap. What is Holzman doing? Holzman is going to start his lap as well. Same for Sebastian Danko. So the first one now to complete a lap is it Patel? It is Patel, yeah, so let's go on board with Patel. 27.9 first sector, 2 tenths down on his teammate Conti. He does nail the chicane. Wow, beautiful corner from Patel. Now into the first Lesmo. Down to third gear, sorry, not second. Third gear for the second Lesmo too. Ooh, I saw him running quite wide there on the exit of the second Lesmo. Maybe he compromises exit speed a little bit. 27.8, very strong second sector, and he made up the time he lost to Conti in the first sector already. Stable was Ascari, but now once again it's all about the Parabolica. Conti messed up the Parabolica, so there's time to be gained for Patel still. Zico's quite deep into Parabolica as well, doesn't really hit the apex, but it was better than Conti at least. Let's see what he can do. 23.2, so it is indeed faster than Conti, puts him up in second place. Now Toman is the next one to cross the line, 23.0, he gets pole. Toman on pole at the moment, but now it is Holzman who is going to cross the line. Patrick Holzman, has he done it? No, he hasn't. 23.2 puts him up in third place. And now it is Sebastian Danko to cross the line. 23.1, what a lap from Sebastian Danko. And he puts himself now up into third place.
Yeah,
final guy to cross the track is Hodes now. Hodes, 28.1 first sector, 27.9 second sector. It's looking average for Hodes. I would say if he gets a good Parabolica, which he didn't really have, he's gonna be in 7th, but I doubt it. 8th, okay, 8th position for Hodes. And Grodek and Gobi didn't complete the lap.
Yeah, they both had mistakes, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so that is the top 10 then. Can you take us through the top 10?
Yeah, of course I can. So we've got Shuri Taman once again on pole position for Precision Motorsports, with Thomas Hadley doing a great lap in second place. Then we've got Sebastian Dunkel, who surprised us all by getting third place. Fantastic job from him. Patrick Holzman in fourth place, Mohamed Patel in fifth, Conti in sixth, Simon in seventh. I think he'll be a little disappointed with that. Hodas in eighth, and then Godak and Gobi rounding out 9th and 10th, with them not setting a lap. So we're now heading into this warm-up session where the drivers will be able to go and test race fuel and tyres and get all their braking points right. So let's see what race times we could be looking at here. So who do you think has got the best shot at winning this feature race, Jerome?
I think it could be anyone really. I mean, we have seen, or we have said that the gaps are close, so strategy is going to be important. Talking about strategy, it's a safe fun stop, isn't it? So I think it is vital to come in at the right lap, because the soft tire as well need to last when you're starting on the super soft. So it's going to be important because the undercut is quite big on this track, and I think that we will see most overtakes at front, probably thanks to strategy, thanks to undercuts, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I obviously want to see a lot of battling out on track. But coming back to your question, I think Holzman has got a strong race pace. That is just what I think. But at the same time, I mean, it's Toman, and Toman is Toman, and Toman is very quick, both in qualifying and race. I mean, that is just a fact. So I'm not counting out Toman. I think if Toman keeps his head cool, I think he's gonna get it once again.
Yeah, well, he is a fantastic driver, but you've also got to remember that some of the drivers are starting on the dirty side of the track, so that's going to hinder their start. So we could see Dunkel going up to second place, or Patel jumping Holzman. So you never know. There could be a huge crash in the first corner, but of course we don't want to see that. But let's just hope there isn't, as we've said on every other ace race, but these drivers are really good, so you wouldn't expect them to crash in the first corner.
Yeah, I agree, and let's talk about actually Thomas Everly in second place. Sorry, not seventh. I mean, what a surprise that is. We didn't expect him at all to really see him at the top. Really, I think we can both agree on that. Then he suddenly pops in there with a great lap time. So props to Thomas Everly. Same for Dunkel, of course. Dunkel, very impressive. Let's see what he can do in the race. See if he can carry the momentum as we see Thomas Everly, I think, making a practice start. So, yep, we see a few drivers making their practice starts now. So warm-up session, this gives the drivers an opportunity to get a feel for the heavier car. Of course, more fuel on board, which means heavier car. And that also means usually more tire wear, so we'll see what's going to happen in the race.
Yeah, indeed, and we've got Chris de Jong in the server now. He'll start from the back of the grid, but this race we haven't got any back of the grids, which is always nice to see, and just basically
Chris has.
Oh yeah, well, for the incident that happened in Hockenheim, but I meant qualifying, but there you go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the only person to have a back of the grid for this race is Chris de Jong.
So, with 6.5 minutes on the clock, or left to go for the driver, so Toman showing his great pace in qualify, showing his great pace in this warm-up session. You know, but he has got one of the best chances to win this race and get some even more points against his opponents. So, and then you've got Norbert Leitner doing a very good job for Fast and Speed, and it's just looking really close. I mean, Godak's in third place, so I'm really looking forward to this, and Ace has definitely thrown up some great racing, and I hope Monza delivers that, what we've seen throughout this season with Ace.
I see someone in the YouTube comments saying crash in the first lap, yes or no? Well, it's hard to answer this, but yeah, it brings us to the next point, I guess, which is this first chicane. I mean, it is so tight in there, and especially in the first lap, you need to have great spatial awareness and racecraft in order to judge where another car is, or where the cars are around you, I should say, in this first chicane. So I'm gonna be honest here. I think we will see a crash, because it is not unavoidable, but it is just really hard to give each other enough space into that first chicane. I mean, the straight towards the first corner is quite long, but it gets narrow too. And then once you're in that corner, the track just narrows more and more, and it tightens up a lot. And then, well, you go through that slow right-hander, and then you have this left-hander, which is even more tight. I mean, side by side through there, once again, you need good spatial awareness. So we will see contact, but I hope no crash. But I can't guarantee it.
Yeah, indeed. But still, hopefully they can keep it clean, and even in this warm-up session, it's still looking close. So, as we've said, I'm sure it's going to be close racing, and all you need here is really top speed and just to keep you cool. And it's a really enjoyable track because the speed is phenomenal here, and I can't wait to race in Pro tomorrow, as you are, Sharon, and it's going to be a good race, definitely.
Yep. Talking about the slipstream maybe a little bit, I think it's going to be quite effective here. We have two DRS zones, one down the main straight and one, I think it is down the back straight. No, that's not the back straight, that is another straight, okay. But anyway, we have two DRS zones here. One in the middle sector, after the second Lesmo up to Ascari. And I think that will give us plenty of overtaking, really. I mean, it's a little down for track, everyone will agree on that. And well, slipstream can give you quite a big advantage. I mean, it's only 10 corners, so you cannot really lose a lot of time by being in someone's dirty air, because you pick up speed down the straights every single time. So I think that is going to be a big impact for this race, and especially out at front with everyone lapping so consistently. The slipstream can be quite a big advantage in order to overtake someone, and then you get the DRS boost as well. So looking at the lap times a little bit, it is Jerry Towan who currently tops the leaderboard with a 25.6, followed by Muhammad Patel with a 25.7, then his leader 25.9, and Patrick Holzman hasn't yet set a lap time. I presume he is driving. Yeah, he definitely is. Maybe he is just trying to practice his pit entry as well, because that is very important here. It is very tricky pit entry, probably the most trickiest of the entire calendar, although I think Silverstone was kind of tricky as well. I mean, this pit entry, it is just, you come flat out after the Parabolica and you face this wall which is there, and you dive to the right hand side. Slow the car down nicely, but you don't really have a marker where you can brake, and as I said, you approach the pit entry line with great speed. So yeah, I hope that everyone can keep it clean in the pit entry and activate the pit limiter at the right time with the right speed, and we should be fine. But it is definitely tricky, especially when you are going to follow another car, because well, you need to judge when the car in front of you is going to brake and slow down for the pit entry line. So I'm just gonna have a look here at Patrick Holzman, and he is just before the Parabolica. See what he does as he just slowed down. So let's see if he practices that pit entry. Nope, doesn't look like it. Nope. He's just setting slow lap times. That's really it. Wow, look at Johnny Simon now, 25.1. Very quick lap time from Johnny Simon, so he is looking very strong for the race as well. It's going to be exciting. Johnny Simon didn't have the great qualifying, starting from 7th place, but I do expect a lot from him. He has the pace for sure. He has showed that the whole time already, and oh, look at that. Just went on board with him as he has a little bit of oversteer, so he is pushing as well. And I presume that he really wants to prove himself here.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm back. But anyway, yeah, Johnny is looking incredibly strong with a 25.1, as you said. But I think we haven't done this for a while, but let's get the people that are watching the stream for some questions. So if you want a question for us, then just use hashtag #AskTheCommentator like we did when in previous races. But we are now heading into this race, and we've got a question actually. Who do you think will win this race and why? So for me, you know, I think it will be Jury, since he's pole position. You know, he's got the lead, and also he's got the clean side of the track. So everything's in Jury's favour if he doesn't make any mistakes. But what's your opinion, Sharon?
Same as yours, definitely. If Toman keeps his head cool, it's gonna be his. I really do think that. Anyway, feature race, 32 laps, as we see cars popping up right now on the grid. So we are about to start the formation lap for this race. Should be a good race for sure. I'm really looking forward to this one, and frankly, I think it's going to be one of the best races of the ACE season so far. But yeah, I'm judging too early. We will see what's going to happen.
Yeah, we will. So let's just run down through the grid again. So starting on pole position, we've got Jury Toman. In second place, Thomas Sully doing a good job. Sebastian Dunkel in third. Patrick Holzman in 4th, Mario Patel in 5th, Marco Conti in 6th, Simon in 7th, Martin Hodas in 8th, Marek Godick in 9th, and Fabrizio Gobbi. Do you want to round out the rest of the grid for us, Sharon?
Sure. In 11th, we saw him missing out on the 10. Then Van der Niet in 12th, Peter Helmbro 13th, Alex Diaz in 14th, Norbert Liebner in 15th, Valeriano in 16th, Parejo, who is probably a rookie, isn't he? Anyway, he is in 17th place. Thomas Mundi is in 18th. Probably disappointed with that. Daniel Albida is in 19th. Boyar Garcia is in 20th. Lopez is in 21st. Aslan Majan is in 22nd. Luca Daisy in 23rd. And Chris de Jong with his back of the grid in 24th. And we've had some kind of incident. We see Luca Daisy driving without a front wing. I saw someone in the comments or in the chat saying reset please. And Luca Daisy has lost his front wing. Restart race. Wow, an incident in the formation lap. Wow, that's going to give us a good time then probably in the race itself.
Yeah, indeed it will. But at least it gives us more time to answer some questions if they come into the chat. But yeah, we're going to start again. I was trying to look on the replay, but unfortunately they restarted the race before I could have a look.
Yeah, I tried to look at the replay as well. Couldn't indeed find it myself either, because the race was being reset. Anyway, starting another formation lap. This time everyone gets off the grid nicely. Yeah, it does look like it, so that is good. And really, you can see when you look at the back of the field now just how tight it is in that first corner. I really hope that that everything will be clean through there, but I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. It's probably the most tricky corner, first corner I should say, on the whole calendar. And Toman wants to get on with it. He really does seem to want to get on with it, as he creates quite a big gap to the rest of the field, in particular Patel. But I'm sure Patel will catch up again, and we should see a nice train of cars. Cameron Roger asks, what tracks are left in FSR? Obviously we have Monza today. After that we will probably have Belgium, I think. After that we should see Suzuka, Japan. And for the final round we will go to the United States of America and the Austin track in Texas. How much do dirty tires and fuel load affect the cars on R-Factor 2? The fuel load does affect the cars quite heavily. There is more tire wear, more understeer. You definitely feel that the car became heavier, as we see Toman doing a few more burnouts probably before he lines himself up in his grid slot. But yeah, the fuel load does affect the tires as well. The driving in general does really affect the driving in general.
Yeah, indeed it does.
Same for dirty tires. I mean, once you go off the track, touch a little bit of the grass, you can really feel the understeer in the next corner. But anyway, we are starting to line up. The final car who is going to line up is Chris de Jong. And then we should see the 9th round of the Formula Sim Racing A Series underway.
Yeah, indeed we will, and you have to give plaudits to ISI for implementing this great time model and making you feel the difference in the car. So we were all waiting for the lights now. John, take us through it?
For sure. As you said, we're waiting for the lights. Lights are coming on now. 3 lights, 4 lights, we see 5 lights. Lights out and away we go. Thomas Savelli having quite a good start, it seems like it. And
there's a huge incident in the back.
A huge incident in the back, and not only at the back, because at front there has been some contact too. Patrick Holzman right now in 3rd position. If we come through the first corner, please keep it clean guys, please keep it clean. Oh, we see loads of contact in the first corner.
Oh Jesus. Wow.
Anyway, jumping back to the front, Jerry Thomas still leads from Thomas Savelli, and we see Patrick Holzman under attack from Sebastian Dunkel. And Dunkel jumps Holzman, great move from Dunkel, it looks like it. He does make it around the chicane as well. And now it is Mohammed Patel was trying to overtake Patrick Holzman. Let me have a quick look at the background as well. There are so many cars right now battling for that third position as Jerry Toman pulls away from Thomas Everly right now.
That was awful at the start. I'll try and have a look at the replay, but I think there was something wrong with someone's launch control and someone just went straight into the back, but I'll have a look at the replay and see what actually happened.
Gobby is off in Oscar, he rejoins the track, hopefully he does so safely. Denevin Indeed has to lift, but luckily no huge incident there. We see cars battling all over the shot really. It's very hard for us to keep up as well. Jerry Toman completes the first lap, followed by Thomas Everly. Patrick Holzman somehow manages to stay in that third position. Mohammed Patel following him with Johnny Seaman in fifth. Johnny Seaman managed to get 2 places, and there's someone in barrier. Exit of Parabolica, David Liedner.
Right, I've got some news on the incident at the back. It turns out that Garcia's launch control didn't work properly and he just went spearing off sideways, and Azerbaijan was involved in that thing and he had nowhere to go and just went straight into Daisy. So real unfortunate for all them drivers, and be there, Daisy and Azerbaijan are all in the pits now, so let's see if they can climb up the field now. But we've got Jerry Toman with a 1 second lead to Thomas Everly, and as we've seen in past races, he has just led from the front. Is there any more action going on, Shireen?
Not really, it's starting to settle down right now a little bit. We see a battle with Gobby and Valeriano. Valeriano going down the inside and make contact! They make contact, Gobby and Valeriano off! They are both off, both have lost their front wing. We need to look at the replay for sure. They both just stand there. Gobby is waiting for Valeriano to move, I think, but Valeriano is stuck or something.
Yeah, they're now both in the wall, so that's completely ruined both their races. And we've actually got Valeriano's now going to retire, so Gobby's going to try and limp back to the pits. Hopefully he doesn't collect anyone else, but that suspension on that Ghostby car looks completely trashed now without that front wing. Whether he'll be able to keep on going, we'll have to see, but unfortunate for both the drivers.
So field starts to settle down right now, although Patrick Holzman is under attack from Mohammed Patel. Patrick Holzman defends the inside, so Holzman currently have to defend all the time really, and that probably is not good for his pace, as he finds himself still in third position but harder to concentrate. So Luca Daisy has left the server, and Gobby is in the pits, but I doubt we'll see him in action anymore. So the field is starting to settle down right now a little bit, and Toman having a 2.1 second gap over Savely, so Toman looks clear. But the battle is on for third position though, as we see Patel now probably having the arrest this lap, is that right? Yeah, the flap goes open from Patel, so here comes Patel down the outside. It is for turn 1. Patrick Holzman defending inside, Patel breaks very late and Patel gets the move done. Great move from Patel around the outside of the first corner. And Holzman right now in 4th position, so Holzman is currently not happy really with his car probably. So now it is Johnny Simon behind him, and let's see what Simon is going to do. And also let's see what Patel is going to do. Again, Patel closed the gap to Savely as Holzman cuts the chicane, so Holzman indeed struggling like a pig right now. Johnny Seaman getting a little bit more oversteer behind Patrick Holzman. Holzman will have DRS on Patel. Simon will have DRS on Holzman, so that neutralizes the effect. And no, Simon's currently too far back, but Patel is currently driving quickly and already making a gap up to Patrick Holzman. So someone I think we should mention is Chris de Jong, starting from the back of the field, currently in 13th place. He was probably able to avoid all contact, and thanks to that he finds himself right now in 13th position, and maybe he can find himself in the points later this race.
Yeah, that'd be a great job for the NetRace driver there. And we've now got Johnny Simon with DRS on the back of Holzman, but he's just not close enough yet, so there's not really much action going on at the moment, but we'll have to see if more comes out. But Alvaro Torres is getting close to Godek, and we'll have to see what pans out, but at the moment there's not too much going on.
Oh, that's right. As we said, it's settling down a little bit, which is going to give us a little bit of time, because I saw a lot of contact in the first corner. I'm going to have a look at the cars which are still in good shape, and perhaps some cars which have lost the front end wing plate. I mean, that might be the case for Holzman, and that might be the reason why he's so slow. So I'm going to have a look.
Oh, just got Godek. He just spun out of the... oh, and he's just got to crash into the wall. That's real unfortunate for the Ghost Speed driver. He just lost traction out the second Lesmo, and now his suspension is, his front right suspension is now damaged, and whether he'll be able to continue or he'll have to go into the pits, we'll have to see. But it's a shame for the Ghost Speed driver. He's actually slowing down now, so I think he's just trying to limpo back to the pits.
I see Conti here. Comes Conti on with DRS on Sebastian Danko. And did Danko just lift there? I don't know. Danko might have lifted there down the straight, and that makes the move for Conti incredibly easy. But what I saw on Conti's car is that he has lost his front end wing plate. Same for Alvaro Torres. So they both have damaged. The complete top 5 seems to be looking fine on their front wing.
Yeah, indeed, you were right about Dunkel lifting. He just dropped off the power, and then Conti was able to go through. So I don't think there was anything in that, or maybe it was just a mistake from Dunkel. But I hope there isn't any, you know, plagiarism in this race, because it just really affects the results. So, looking at the front, we've got Shiryu Toman with a 3.4 second gap to Thomas Sadlerly. What a fantastic job he's doing, and we are only on lap 5, so a fantastic job what he's doing for Precision Motorsports. And the order's still unchanged, with the top 5 being Toman, Sadlerly, Patel, Holzman and Simon. So again, there's not much action, but Dunkel isn't that far off Conti, but I don't think he's going to be able to pass him since he is too far away. But we never know, he may come back at him with DRS if he's got enough top speed in that Audi Chronic racing car.
Well, we see Norbert Liedner going to make a pass on Prieto. And Liedner on the inside. But Prieto has quite a good straight line speed. Norbert Liedner is going to try to go on the inside for the first corner, and he does indeed make that move stick. But I think one of the first overtakes we are going to see is Patrick Holzman being overtaken by Johnny Simon, because Patrick Holzman, I think he has fallen out of DRS of Patel. Talking about Patel, Patel is very, very close to Thomas Sadlerly, and Patel is going to have DRS. Can he already make the move stick? And can he already make a move? No, he doesn't. So maybe he's able to make a move down the main straight, but he is too far back for now.
Yeah, but Patel is looking very strong in that twisted car, so he's now got DRS. Let's see if we can take him on this straight, but I don't think he's got enough time to go and take it. So if he just keeps behind that Ghost Speed car, he will go and pass it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Is there any more battles going on?
No, not really. Johnny Simon must have made a mistake, because he dropped off Patrick Holzman quite a lot. So no, we're looking at Patel really, and waiting for him to make a move. Although at P12 or for P12 or P13 it is rather, we see Hodes and Chris de Jong. They are kind of close to each other, but Hodes is currently too far back. Hodes in 13th position. He hasn't had a good start either.
No, he hasn't, but Patel just didn't have the straight line speed to go and pass the Ghost Speed car even with DRS.
Is Patel close enough this time? I don't think he is. The gap looks about the same, but at the same time, look at Holzman in the background, because Holzman is now closing the gap. I think Patel is just being held up by Savelli, and Holzman at the same time is quicker than Savelli. So, well, if Patel doesn't pass soon, he will find Holzman at his back as well, on his back. So here comes Patel through the parabolica. Savelli puts the power down nicely, and that is exactly what he needs, because Patel still seems to be too far back. Let's keep an eye out on the top speed from both drivers. I'm gonna have a look at Savelli. So Savelli without DRS, and he does 343 kilometers an hour. Have you seen what Patel was doing? Any chance?
Yeah, I'll just take a look what he's got with DRS now. So, yeah. 345 kilometers an hour even with DRS, and that isn't exactly fantastic. So if at this rate, Mohammed Patel will have to undercut the Ghost Speed car to get past him. So let's see if Patel can get a good exit out of the parabolica, and whether he can try and catch up and get the slipstream of the Ghost Speed car. We'll have to see, but he's just showing that he's got quite a high downforce setup here for Monza, as he's keeping with the Ghost Speed car throughout the middle part of the lap. But here we go, let's see what he can do again.
Yeah,
so,
very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, so he's now heading down into the parabolica, whether he can get the power down earlier and try and get more speed. So, but sadly just tends to have a really good drive out of that corner, and then Patel has no answer to that. So this will ultimately end up getting Holzman to catch up and try and retake Patel.
Yeah, look at Holzman. Holzman is really close now as well. So we have a three-way battle here for second position. And it all happens while Tom is just flying right now. He's even lapping a driver. Garcia just got lapped. Patel looks closer to Savelli now than previous lap. It's about the second last mile here. He cannot really put power down. Oh, Savelli made a mistake there. Is this Patel's chance? It might be. He opens up the DRS. Once again, I think he's too far back. Yeah, the straight line speed of that Ghost Speed car is just too good for Patel.
Yeah, so it just shows how close he's got to get to that Ghost Speed car to try and pass him. But Holzman just getting a little bit wide, but that's not cutting at Monza, so that's okay. So here we go, Patel for the third or fourth time, but here we go. So Patel, whether he can get the power down early enough to try and get as much speed as he can to try and pass suddenly, but it's looking like Patrick Holzman may actually end up getting even closer, but the DRS isn't really being as effective for Holzman since Patel's got it, but still Patel cannot get past Thomas Savelli. So I think Patel will just be getting a little bit frustrated in that twister car, that he's just being stuck in a Ghost Speed sandwich.
Leading their pits and the young DNF. Patrick de Jong has crashed out.
Okay. I'll just have a quick look where he crashed.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the field. So Patrick Holzman currently has dropped away from Patel. Whether that is due to a mistake or whether he just is trying to get more easy in that dirty air because he wants to expand his tire life, I'm not sure. But Patel once again seems so close to Savelli, but then he opens up with DRS, and it's like Savelli has DRS and Patel doesn't have it. It's that kind of a difference, because Savelli just it almost looks like he just pulls away. I know this isn't the truth, but Patel just is not close enough. Well, he probably is close enough, but the DRS is just not effective enough for him.
Yeah,
Once again, he comes to the final corner, but I think he's too far back.
Yeah, well, I've just got some news on Chris de Jong. Well, he went into turn 8 and then basically just got onto the grass and just went in straight into the wall. So it's unfortunate for de Jong, but it's another DNF for him, and it's just unfortunate for him. But hopefully he could come back stronger for round 10. So, looking at, is Patel much closer?
No, he isn't really. But talking about people who haven't finished this race, there are 5 guys who haven't finished this race, and I'm kind of shocked by that number. Looking at the scale of the crashes in lap 1, I mean, only 5 retirements. That's not too bad really, if you look at everything which happened in turn 1 or lap 1, I should say. But now Patel is close. Patel is very close now. He even has a look for the second last mile. Sevely's inside, but now again it comes down to the exit on the second last mile. Once again, Sevely just seems to be the guy who was able to put the power down nicely. Patel must get compromised by the dirty air.
Well, Patel's just going for the undercut on the Go Speed car because he's got his pit light on. So, but yeah, you can see sadly struggling a bit with tyre wear because he's just oversteering out of the corners. So let's see what Patel could do in the pit. So here we go, and we've actually got Garcia coming up. So I think I'll give sadly DRS if I'm not mistaken, but Patel isn't going in the pit, so...
No, he doesn't. Maybe he wants to see what's going to happen with this back marker and take advantage of that. I'm not sure, we will see.
Yeah. Oh, Patel.
Oh, he locked the rears, almost made contact with Sevely. That was very close. Good save though from Patel. But now he lost some ground to Sevely. And look at Simon as well, getting quite close to Patrick Holzman again. So it's starting to shape up again for a good battle. And don't forget Conti, who is still in 6th place. And we'll still see Dunkel as well in 7th places too. So let's see the back marker. Boya, Garcia. I think Garcia is too far in front for Sevely to get DRS. Yes, I think he is. And Sevely almost drifting through the second last mode there, I think. And Patel, nope, not close enough again. DRS is just not enough for him. It's not enough for him. He cannot do anything about it either. I mean, as you have mentioned, it looks like he has got a good front end.
Oh, sadly he's just lost the rear end, and now this is going to allow Patel through. But this will mean that sadly he's going to have the DRS. Surely, so that'll mean that sadly we'll just go and pass Patel. So let's just take a look.
Oh, Patel pits. Same for Holzman, with 2 cars in.
Yes, so sadly he's now going to have the DRS even without Patel being there. So now they're going to try and undercut sadly. So let's just see what happens. So the gap between Patel and Holzman hasn't really changed that much. It's still quite close, although Patel has got, I think he's got a bit more time to Patrick Holzman now. So they've now got on the soft tyres on lap 14. So
something happened to Dunkel though in the pit.
Lap 13, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Dunkel has been standing in the pit lane stationary for a very long time. Probably he had to be repaired. Oh, Holzman is off. Holzman is off. In Curva Grande, what a place to get off. Wow! Huge crash. Whoa! Whoa!
And that's a buggy glitch from the
No.
What?
Well, the crash itself was a glitch. But
yeah, that's
there was some debris.
Oh, it's a little M plate.
Yeah.
For some reason on this game, it just sends the car flying if you touch it. Rather than a puncher, just send him airborne. That's great.
I'm speechless. Holzman is out. And
I'm sure Holzman will be as well.
Yeah, Holzman will be pissed. Toman pits, the leader is pitting, and he exits the pits already. And then we see a lot of cars in the pits. Simon in the pits. Simon jumped heavily, probably in the pits, because I don't think Simon was in front before he pitted. Conti is still in 7th place. So what is going on right now? I mean, in 2 laps time or something like that, the whole field becomes crazy, and we see crazy things happening. Alvaro Torres still is in the lead. He still needs to pit. Jiri Toman is in 2nd then even the need in 3rd, who still has to pit as well. And we see now Patel in 4th. So Patel is just the winner of that situation, which we just saw. Same for Simon, who has jumped a place on Savely, probably in the pit if I'm not mistaken. But I'm still speechless by the Holzman is and Simondiov.
Yeah, we just got Mohamed Patel going past Danny Randoni in the middle straight. So that's a clean pass from Mohamed Patel. He's now up to 3rd place. He's now got Toman in his sights. And we've still got Alvaro Torres to pit, I believe. I think he went on to the alternate strategy. So he's got his pit light on, but I don't know whether he might pit next lap. So that'll be lap 16.
Yep, then he will need pit. So Torres currently going, still going on the soft tire. And we should see him in about lap, 90? What was Torres doing? I don't know if this gets broadcasted, but Torres is weaving all over the place. And we have a look at the pit lane, and we see some smoke from stationary cars in the pit lane, and Diaz retires. I think, yeah, Diaz is going to retire probably. So Diaz is out thanks to a smoking car. That's what it looked like. Maybe he was standing there for too long. Torres is still weaving. What is up with Torres? Torres has been weaving for the entire lap or something like that. There's no one in front of him anymore. Maybe he still was frustrated with the back marker, which didn't get out of the way soon enough. Maybe he has an issue with his suspension. Still weaving, and Toman is behind him. This is for a position right here. Torres in 1st place, Toman in 2nd place. Toman is of course going to get by on the first set of tires, but Torres, he pits, Torres pits.
Oh, well, I've got some news on Alex Diaz, just to let you guys know. He went into the parabolic and just lost the rear end and he lost his rear wing, so that's probably why he retired. So we've now only got 16 drivers currently still going out of 24, so attrition is quite high here, and we're only on lap 16, so still a couple of, still 16 more laps to go. So we just got some news on Torres. Perhaps he might have a force feedback issue on his wheels, so we'll have to see what happens after the race.
Oh, wow. Wow. If he has a force feedback issue, that's going to be very, very annoying, I can tell you that. Because the wheel is just going to jump from left to right all the time, and we have seen him weaving. And as you said, it might be thanks to a force feedback problem, as we got reports that he also was weaving in the pit lane. So let's have a look. I'm gonna have a look at Torres.
I think he might have gotten force feedback reset, and he might have stabled it a bit, but he doesn't seem to be weaving as much now. So
Torres, no, he says penalty. I can see on his dashboard it says DF, I think. And he also says in the chat penalty, so Torres somehow has a penalty. I'm gonna look if it gets removed by the steward, John-Eric Saxon. We will wait on that decision. But meanwhile, who is currently lapping well is Thomas Savely, who is on the back of Simon. Savely not giving up on the podium position, and Conti closing down as well. So Simon on the soft tire isn't looking as strong as on the super soft tire, as he is under attack from Savely. Someone who is also lapping quite well is Patel. Gap to Toman is 3.5, and we will keep an eye out on that if he can close that gap down lap by lap. What a race this has been, though. Wow.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely Monza does spring up some surprises, but at the moment he's not actually weaving. Well, he's not weaving as much at least.
Oh no, the penalty got removed as well.
Okay.
So no penalty for Torres then. Sometimes with rFactor 2 there's some kind of glitch where the game just gives you a penalty even when you go wide. So that maybe happens perhaps, I am not entirely sure. But anyway, it's not a big issue because it's now removed by John Eriksson, so it should be a good decision, of course. So the main battle currently is the battle for podium position. Johnny Simmons still in third place. Thomas Everly does have DRS, which is definitely helping him to keep up with Simon, but he is definitely too far back. Conti at the moment not having DRS yet, but I do think that he will get DRS soonish, as he looks pretty quick as well. And I'm gonna have a look if he repaired that front wing end plate in the pit lane. No, he didn't. So he's still driving without a front wing end plate. He probably thought that it would take too much time in the pit to repair it, so that's why he keeps on going. As we see blue flags waved by the marshals, as we see Thomas Everly as well locking up. That is, I think, Daniel Bida. Yeah, it is Daniel Bida, which should get out of the way. He doesn't get out of the way yet, with Simon pretty close behind him. Let's hope he does get out of the way soon. It's not costing Simon that much time at the moment because Everly doesn't really close down that much, and I do expect Bida to pull away now.
Yeah, and also Simon was getting the benefit. Now Bida was just going in front of the Gosford car, but it's all fine now. And Thomas just goes too deep into turn 8, and that's just cost him some time. But he still should have DRS to the Positive Sim Racing car. So let's.
Thomas Mundy off. Sorry to interrupt you, but Thomas Mundy is off. He spun probably at the exit of the last mode, the second last mode, and. Well, that is a difficult exit, so not a great weekend for Mundy. I saw him off on the Parabolica, and now again Thomas Mundy spun himself into the barrier. Sorry for interrupting you there.
Yeah, it's fine, but Thomas just wasn't close enough to the Barcross Positive Sim Racing car, so he couldn't get past anyway. But there isn't too much battling going on at the moment. I think they're the closest one on track at the moment, but Toman is 4.1 seconds away from Patel. We've hardly spoken about him this race because he's been just doing it quietly, and it's just been going away with the lead, and it just shows what a good job he is doing for Precision Motorsports. But now we have Thomas Everly again. I believe he is within DRS range again. He's got DRS, but he just isn't close enough to the Positive Sim Racing car, so we'll have to see if he can get closer throughout Sector 3 and just try and get a good exit out the Parabolica. He's just gone very wide onto the gravel.
Coming back to the leaders, Jerry Toman still leads from Patel, and actually Jerry Toman put in an amazing lap a couple of laps ago, and the gap went from 3.5 seconds to 4.5, so a second. But now it's again Patel who's closing down, as we see a backmarker in front of Toman, which is Lopez, who went deep into the first chicane. So we'll see if Patel can keep this up. I mean, at this rate of lap times, he is doing a great job so far. He closes down Jerry Toman, but whether Jerry Toman is just cruising right now and saving his tires, we don't know. Gap is now 3.8, so again 2 tenths in the first sector made up by Patel. We will see what's going to happen at the end of the race, but I think Toman currently is looking good. He's definitely looking good for the win.
Yeah, indeed he is. So, back to Tom Sutherly and Johnny Simon. I think he's just got too far away from the Barcross Positive Sim Racing car, so I think he may just still have DRS. No, in fact he doesn't now, so he's out of the 1 second window, and it just shows how much a good job Johnny's doing to be having that, to be doing a great job for Barcross Positive Sim Racing. But Thomas does like to get very wild on the exit out of Ascari, so whether Sadly will be able to go and catch up to Bikecross Pod System racing car, but it's looking like Simon is just going to go into the distance now, and that's going to spoil our entertainment for a battle. But Simon is doing a fantastic job. It has to be said.
Yeah, and I think it's a shame that Dunkel had a slow pit stop. He finds himself into 11th place, so even outside of the points at the moment. And I think that is a real shame for him, because he was looking quite strong. He probably had to repair his car or something, maybe a suspension at the pit, which cost him a lot of time. You can disable that, but he probably forgot to do that or something. It can happen. I think he is still a rookie, so those mistakes can happen then. And hopefully he can learn from it. He finds himself in 11th place, as said before. He's not lapping really that quick either, so it's a shame, because I think we could have seen him a little bit more up front. Same for Holzman, of course, who we are still missing in his race. I mean, if we had Holzman, we would have another car probably around Simon's territory, Simon's ground at the moment. But nope, it's not there. Holzman is not there, so well, we can complain about it, but he won't appear back, so that's a shame. Although we of course have the sprint race still to be raced, so we'll see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, so just going down to the fight for P8. So we've got Daniel Anthony and Peter Helmro. They're both looking very close together. So whether Helmro will be able to go and pass the Networks car, so we're going to find out. So here we go. So if Helmro gets a good exit out of the Parabolica, but he doesn't actually, and I think he's lost a little bit of time to Daniel Anthony, but I'm pretty sure he's actually going into the pit, so his tyres are completely gone then.
Yeah, he must be. So Tolman pretty much responded to the quick lap times Patel put in. The gap is now 4.1 seconds, so as I've said, I think Tolman has got this. If he keeps his head cool, and his tires do look in quite a good shape. I don't see a big flat spot or anything. Monday had stuck throttle. Is that correct? I think so. Monday retired.
Well, since there isn't much action... Okay. Well, anyway, since there isn't much action going on track at the moment, we'll just ask for some questions in the comments. So if you've got a question for us, just ask us anything you want to know about FSR or about the race tomorrow or anything to do with FSR, just let us know in the comments on this broadcast.
Well, there was a comment a while ago which was, would you guys ever consider using a 2040 mod in the next season or two? Next season or two?
Well, it will depend if the mod actually gets developed for rFactor 2, but I don't think there is a 2014 mod at the moment. No, but so it'll really have to depend. But I think it'll only be a minor change to this mod if there isn't one released next year. But we'll have to find out. It's up to the president, whether that be John or whoever it is, to decide on the mod for the 2015 season.
I honestly don't hope it. I honestly don't hope that we will drive with the cars which we see in the modern F1 at the moment. I do not like those cars. I hate them actually. So I would rather drive with these nice V8s. But well, who am I, of course? It's all indeed, as you said, down to the direction, the director, and the leaders within FSR. Yeah,
indeed it is. But to be honest, I'm starting to get accustomed to the sound. I actually quite like them, so it's definitely like Marmite, whether you like it or you hate it. So there you go. Yep.
Logan Lena is again into the pits. great race from him so far, as we see two cars going down the straight that are Prieto and Sebastian Danko. Danko right now in 9th position, and Prieto quite close to him at the moment, but not close enough to really overtake. We see Conti though wants to get very close behind Savelli, but is Savelli again the person who was clever here and still managed to stay in front? We will see. We still have 8 laps to go, so I think there is plenty of time left for Conti. Put some pressure on Thomas and see if Thomas is going to make a mistake and then take advantage of that, because we have seen in this race that it's incredibly hard to overtake, and we see a close battle between Danko now and Prieto, and I think Prieto went off or something like that. I'm having a look at the replay, and Prieto indeed, I think he touched the gravel at the exit of Lesmo. Oh no, he just got a little bit of oversteer, so those guys are battling quite a bit right now, although Prieto just dropped off a little bit. Conti once again not close enough to overtake Savelli, but as I've said, we will see if he can force Savelli into a mistake. So at the moment Savelli is looking strong, not likely to make a mistake, but who knows, with 7 laps remaining and a little bit more pressure, maybe it will happen. Now you might be wondering, why do we see so many cars locking up for this second chicane, the beginning of the second sector? Well, the answer is easy. There's like this little bridge going across the track, and under that bridge there's a little bump in the track, just like we have in the middle of Ascari pretty much. Although you start braking on that bump, and that makes the car very light, and that makes the front wheels lock. I mean, once you really touch the ground again, I mean, it is a slight bump, so once you well touch the ground is a little bit too much, because you don't really go flying, of course, but once the car stabilizes itself again, it is fine, and the lockup pretty much disappears. So that is the reason why we see so many lockups in that second chicane. And once again, Savelli having a good exit of Parabolica. Conti just cannot get past. Well, I'm gonna have to be honest here with you guys. I expected a more exciting race, to be honest. I think you did so as well. I mean, we have seen a lot of highlights with, of course, Holzman crashing, with Liedner crashing, Mandy is out. So we have seen quite a bit of action, but unfortunately not the action we have hoped in terms of battling on track. We see a lot of cars following each other, but not really making a move the whole time, and that is something I didn't really expect. But at the same time, it makes some kind of sense, because everyone's running a low downforce setup, and that means everyone will have a good straight line speed. So when you have DRS, there is already not a lot of drag on the car, and when you open up DRS, there's obviously even less drag on the car, but there is already less drag on the car, so the drag cannot become a lot more or less, if that even makes sense. But yeah, I hope you guys understand what I mean. And once again, Conti just seems quick through Ascari, but then drops from Savelli's back through Parabolica. So that does indeed show that Conti has good straight line speed. Prieto, meanwhile, for 9th position, is trying to put some more pressure on Danko. Danko not really having a great pace at the moment, because Prieto is still doing quite well. Actually, I think this is Prieto's first race, so not a bad job from him, as he still finds himself in 10th position. Trying to put some more pressure on Danko. See if he can get 9th spot, but currently still 5 laps to go, and Savelli still in 4th position, with Conti still trying to put the pressure on him, but at the moment doesn't look like Savelli is about to break because of the pressure. He just seems so consistent and stable every lap, and he gets his exits right the whole time, and that is the most important thing. That is pretty much the reason why Conti just isn't able to overtake. Every time Conti is quicker in Ascari, and that just shows that his setup is probably a little bit more quick through the corners, but then again the straight line speed is just better on Sevely's car, and the traction of the Ghost Speed car looks good as well out of slow corners.
Yeah, indeed. So Marco Conti, he still isn't close enough to get past Sevely. So yeah, but like you were saying before, and I didn't cut to answer it, but yeah, it has been a quite unadventurous race, but there has been, like you said, some key highlights in it, but there hasn't been some great racing, what we come to expect from Monza.
Conti, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but here comes Conti. No, he doesn't. He's still too far back, but that was his chance though. That was his chance. He got a good exit out of the first corner, of the first chicane, I should say, the second corner. And that was his chance probably. He couldn't take it. But is that a sign that Sevely starts dropping off? Once again, a moment from Sevely. Is Conti going to make the move stick now then with the DRS? I think he's still too far back, is he? Yeah, he is. So the moment where Conti has to do it is out of the exit of that first chicane perhaps. As maybe we see Sevely's rear tires just going off at the moment and his traction starting to get less. I'm not really sure, as we see a battle I think for 9th position. Yeah, indeed, P10. Prieto is under attack from Liedner, who suddenly picked up the pace really, and this is a three-way battle for 9th position now. See what's going to happen here. I can see at the track map that Conti is still too far back to overtake Sevely at the moment, so we will focus still on this battle here with Danko, Prieto and Liedner, and Prieto going quite wide there. Prieto is very close to Danko now. He's in the slipstream. Is he going to make a move before Parabolica? Is he going to make a move in Parabolica? No, he doesn't. Danko breaks later. He goes. No, he doesn't go off. He almost went off. And now there's Liedner.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I've got some news on Thomas Sevely. He just went straight on at turn 1, and whether he's coming to retire, I think. Oh, he's actually retired now. His brakes have gone.
Brakes are gone for Thomas Sevely. That's not what he wanted. He gave us his 4th position, and that's a retirement, I think, for him.
But there's a little issue. I thought that Ace and Pro, you couldn't have any mechanical failures here.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, there was a post on the forum, and John put it on there, the FSL president. So I'm pretty sure we've never had a mechanical failure this year. I'm almost certain on that. I'll have to double check this, but if I'm wrong then I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure there isn't supposed to be any mechanical failures in Ace and Pro, because at the start they didn't actually put them on for Bahrain and Malaysia. And I think that's the reason, because like in Canada there was no mechanical failures, and then you saw the World Championship and then there was loads, and there was only a couple of cars that actually finished with Carlos Barton getting the podium. So I'm pretty sure that there isn't supposed to be mechanical failures. I'll have a look into it.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into that. That is very interesting indeed. Good point though. Well, it doesn't take away that Conti is now in 4th position, and Conti's race might as well have been sacrificed a little bit by his front wing end plate. I mean, he's still missing it, but yet keeps on driving. It does give a little bit less downforce, not too much though. So well, it's not really a huge difference, but there is a difference though. That is for sure, but not a huge one. Anyway, things are settling down a little bit again, I think. We see Hodes and Van der Neet. Whoa! Talking about Van der Neet, he almost went off at the exit of the 2nd chicane at the beginning of the second. So everyone seems to be struggling a little bit more with their tire wear. But Thoman, I think this is the final lap for Thoman. Not entirely sure. I think it is though. And if not, this is the penultimate lap. But I think it is the final lap for Thoman. Thoman 4-second lead to Patel, so that gap was stable during the entire race pretty much. But Thoman didn't really have the need to push. So I don't know if Thoman is cruising or just responding to the lap times Patel is putting in. But he seems to be smooth and fine for the race victory here. And that is pretty much it. We don't see any more battling really out on track. see Prieto having a good pace because he put away from Dunkel, and well, I think that's pretty much it really. Which is a shame, because as I said, I expected a lot of battling on track here, which we didn't really see that much. Of course, we still have a sprint race for the next race, which will start in well, about 15 minutes or so, I think. Conti is still in 4th position. So here comes Toman around the final corner. And I think this is the finish for him. So Toman takes the victory at the Monza circuit. Once again, Thierry Toman was currently, I think we can all agree on this, dominating the Ace Championship. But Mohamed Patel comes in 2nd position. Johnny Seaman finishes in 3rd position. I think he will be happy with that, starting from 7th position. Good race from Simon. Then it's Marco Conti. We know what happened there with Savalli, and he finishes in 4th position. Then it is Alvaro Torres in 5th position. And we are waiting for Hodes now, as we see Aslamajan being flagged as well. Aslamajan is going to finish in 15th position. And now it's waiting for Hodes. Hodes having quite a silenced race, but he finishes in 6th position, picks up a few points. And here he comes across the line, 43 seconds behind his teammate. They are in the same team, of course. Hodes finishes in 6th position. Norbert Liedner 7th, then even Niet in 8th. Prieto 9th position, good race from Prieto. Sebastian Dunkel in 10th, followed up closely by Peter Hambro in 11th. And Lopez finishes in 12th position as he already got flagged. So that is the race done, the first race. And what the race is at, it has been a few key highlights, as we see Johnny Seaman making a few donuts to entertain us. So seems to be happy with that, of course, starting from 7th. And Danny Villeneuve says that he has lost his brakes as well. So yeah, we saw some more brake issues then probably. Anyway, top 3. Toman in 1st place, Patel in 2nd, and Johnny Simon in 3rd position. And we are going to make us up for the sprint race, which means that the top 8 is going to be reversed, and that means that Norbert Liedner will start, Danny Villeneuve will start in pole position, and Norbert Liedner will start in 2nd, with Hodes in 3rd. And that is going to mean that Toman is going to start in 8th position. That means as well that he's going to be a little bit more in the mid pack, so in the middle of the field. And usually we see some crashes in the middle of the field. I mean, that was the case previous race, so I hope everyone has learned from it though, and hopefully it will go better for the sprint race. But we will see. Of course, it's more likely that there's going to be a crash in the mid pack rather than at the front. But anyway, let's not talk about crashes, okay? Wait, that was the first race done, the feature race. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will be back soon with the sprint race. 16 laps long, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Hello everyone, and again a warm welcome to the sprint race. So after that feature race, which was hectic, which had a lot of action, fortunately not that much battling on track, we go on and well, we are waiting for the sprint race. Currently still a warm up for the drivers to maybe take a break themselves, as it is well, quite it does require a little bit of your, well, both physical and mental, I think, to drive a 60% race, and after that another 30% race. But of course these drivers have already done it 8 times, so the 9th time shouldn't be a problem either, of course. So currently Jerry Toman is leading with 1:24.2, and we are going to race in 1 minute, I think. So the top 8 will be reversed from the feature race. It should give us a little bit more action. I think Patel and Toman starting from 7th and 8th will be good to see if they can really come up to the field and show the pace that they have showed as well in the feature race. So the feature race is 16, or the sprint race is 16 laps long. And that should be enough for the super soft tires to last. So I don't really think that that there will be guys who are going to pit. And we see some cars now coming back to the grid. So there we are. It's Danny van der Niet on position, Norbert Leaner in 2nd. And then it is Hodes in 3rd. So I'm interested to see what Hodes can do, because I think Hodes is gonna have to prove himself a little bit as well. And well, I think this is his time to shine then. If he can keep it clean through the first lap, if all the drivers can keep it clean through the first lap, that would be great, of course. And the formation lap is right now underway. So well, I'm just praying that we won't see a replay of the feature race in the first lap in particular, because that wasn't great. But as I said, it is such a tricky first corner. As you can see here from the camera point of view, it just tightens up, and then well, the first chicane is just so narrow. It's almost like you need to go through there in one single line and not side by side, really. But well, we will see how it goes this time.
Yeah, and I just want to apologise for what I said about mechanical failures. Yeah, you were right, Sharon. I got confused with a post that was on the forum a while ago, but never mind. So, do you want to take us through the top 10, Sharon?
Yeah, for sure. We have Danny van der Niet now in pole position. He finished 8th in the feature race, with a brake failure as well, by the way, in the final lap. Norbert Leaner in 2nd position, Martin Hodes in 3rd, Alvaro Torres in 4th. Let's see what he can do now that he is front wing end plate back. Marco Conti in 5th, also having a new front wing end plate. Johnny Seaman in 6th, Mohamed Patel 7th, Jerry Toman in 8th, Prieto in 9th. Let's see what he can do this race. Danko in 10th, and well, you can continue if you want.
Yeah, Cam. So we got Peter Helmbro in 11th, Renan Lopez in 12th, Boya Garcia in 13th, Tom Sadley in 14th, Artem Azerbaijani in 15th, Thomas Mundy in 16th, Patrick Holston in 17th, Alex Diaz in 18th, Chris Young in 19th, Marek Godak in 20th, Fabrizio Gobbi in 21st, Guido Valiano in 22nd, Daniel Bieder in 23rd, and Giuseppe Marconi rounds out the 24 car grid. So we've got more drivers this race, and we can just see Danny van der Niet lining up his car for in that pole position spot. So let's hope we don't have a crash for this sprint race. So as we wait for the lights and we wait for Giuseppe Marconi to line up his car, and he's just coming into his grid spot now, I believe.
Yeah, he is approaching it now, so we are good for the second race. Here we go, you can take us through it.
Okay.
Marconi is finished. He's lined up, so here we go.
Okay, so we have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights and away we go here at Monza. So Danny van der Niet gets a good start. Now we've got this train of cars. There isn't any incident at the back like there was in the feature race. So we now got Martin Hodes diving up the inside. And is there any contact? I believe there is at the back.
Yeah, there definitely is contact in the mid-pack. And we see cars flying. Yep, contact. Contact. A huge pile-up in the back. Thomas Mundy is involved. Alex D isn't involved. Marconi is involved. Another crash at the mid that causes a chain reaction, as you see in the mid-pack. So more battling now. Entering the second chicane. Please keep it clean, guys. Please. Danny Van der Neet still leads though in front of Hogas, who had a good start, and Conti is in third position. Once again, this mid-pack is just so close to each other, but this time they got around better than previous time. We have one retirement, which is Lopez, and I saw a car getting pretty much stuck on the curb, and that caused a chain reaction, and well, a huge pileup followed. And Mundy is off. I think Mundy is done again. Yeah, Mundy retired, and he left the server. That is the weekend over for Mundy.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for him. So we're now entering lap 1 of this race. So we've now got Danny Van der Neet in first place and Martin Hogas.
Sorry. Valeriano and Marconi off, both. Marconi and Valeriano both went off at the same place. Marconi losing his rear wing. Danny Van der Neet getting pressured by Martin Hogas in second place, Marco Conti in third there. And well, the DRS is not yet enabled, of course. We should see it next lap, if not in 2 laps time. I think this next lap though. And the field now settling down, luckily. And I think Galbi also had an incident, because Galbi is driving in 20th position. He's not quick. Well, what a start Toman has made. Kept himself out of trouble. Finds himself now in 4th position. Same for Patel, who has jumped 3 or 2 places. But Toman jumping Patel as well. Great start from Toman, and now he's trying to keep the momentum going and even pass Conti. Who knows? Let's see what top speed is like from Toman. DRS not yet enabled, so the slipstream is going to be quite effective, I would say. Although all these guys will have slipstream on Danny Van der Neet, so the only guy who doesn't have slipstream is Danny Van der Neet. Further back though, I don't see that much action, I think. No. We see Patrick Olsen still in 15th position. We see Aslamajan defending the inside from Chris de Jong. Chris de Jong jumping over those curbs. And no change of order there either. So field is settling down. We go back to the front. Still Danny Van der Neet, who leads Martin Hogas. Hogas definitely putting the pressure on Danny Van der Neet. I think DRS will be enabled this lap. I'm not sure. I think it will be.
Yeah, it will be this lap.
So let's see if we can spot the DRS opening. Yep, they are open. So DRS has been enabled. And that is going to allow Hogas to have an advantage on Danny Van der Neet. See if he can get past. Well, maybe I'm a little bit speaking too early as he goes a little bit wide on Ascari. Hogas touching the gravel, that lost him some time. As we see some more drivers touching the gravel on the exit of Ascari. It is such a tricky exit really, and especially with the bump in the middle of Ascari. It's very difficult. Marconi is still stationary in the pit lane. His engine is smoking. And we see now Martin Hogas getting attacked by Conti a little bit. Here comes Conti with a good top speed. And Hogas, is he going to defend the inside? No, he doesn't. Leaves the door wide open. Conti is going to go for it, but no, Hogas does do a good job with braking later. Good stuff from Hogas, who defends that position from Conti, even though he left the door wide open. So all this battling allows Danny Van der Neet to pull away a little bit from Hogas, while Hogas is getting pressured by Conti. But look at Toman as well. Toman is still sitting there as well, trying to overtake his this Twister car, and he might be able to do it now because Conti dropped. But yeah, good spot from our camera broadcast Jethro there. Patel, look at him as well in the background. He closed down to this as well. So Danny Van Der Neat is pretty much holding all of these guys up, which is good for the spectator because it will give some more entertainment. Now Jerry Tobin very close on the back of Conti. Will he make a move before Parabolica already? I'm not sure. I think he will do it. He goes to the outside. Conti goes a little bit to the middle of the track, so Conti doesn't go, or Tobin doesn't go to the inside. And now we see Danny Van Der Neat as well. He must have made a mistake at Parabolica or even Ascari, because Hodes, he will have the DRS advantage right now as well. And will then Van Der Neat defend the position hard? Here we go, down to the first corner. I think Hodes is already passed. Danny Van Der Neat breaks very late though. And Danny Van Der Neat is still in front. Danny Van Der Neat is still in the lead of this race after he braked very late there. In my opinion, all fair and square. Good stuff from Danny Van Der Neat, also good stuff from Hodes. Not turning in on Danny Van Der Neat, but now Conti is on the back of Hodes. Here comes Conti, and Hodes staying in the middle of the track. Conti cannot get past yet, and now Tobin as well. What a great battle this is. This is very, very, very good actually. And now Tobin having a look on the inside of Lesmo 1, but no, he's too far back at the moment.
Yeah, that was a great job by both Danny Van Der Neat and Hodes to not make any contact with Danny Van Der Neat to keep his position, but now Hodes, Conti and Toman will all have DRS, as well as Patel, so, and suddenly, but Torres, I don't think he does, I think he's too far away. But what a battle this is, as you said, with all these cars involved, all for P1, so they're all going to have DRS now. So who's got the best top speed?
Oh, Prieto is off. Sorry to interrupt you. Prieto is off, and the exit of Ascari. Oh, keep on going. I want to have a look at the replay.
Okay, well, here we go. I don't think there's any changes yet, but Hodes is getting closer, but Danny Van Der Neat is just too far away. I don't think there are any changes. They're all too close together, and the DRS isn't working as effectively as what it would be if they all, if they all didn't have it. So let's just see. So Patel is on the back. So let's just see if any moves happen. So the top 6 is all within 2 seconds, so it's just showing how close it is between all these drivers and keeping it clean as well. So here we go, Hodes again. He's just not close enough to the Crown 7 Netrace car, but here they go into the Ascari chicane. So whether Hodes can get a good drive out of it, but Danny Van Der Neat just keeps on getting an excellent drive out of that corner, which means Hodes cannot get close enough to try and overtake him. So it is some great battling going on here for first position. So here we go, DRS again by Hodes, Conti, Toman, Patel, Savali and Torres as well, and Simon and Helmbro. So it's all technically a battle for 9th place, but Danny Van Der Neat still in first place on lap 6. So the order is still unchanged from Danny Van Der Neat, Hodes, Conti, Toman, Patel, Savali, Torres, Simon, Helmbro and Leitner.
Yeah, and isn't this just what we want to see? I mean, we see this huge train of cars all battling at the same time, and it's for first position as well. And I must say that that move from Danny Van Der Neat was crucial. The defending move from I think it was Hodes, right? And well, that late braking from him was amazing. As we see Savali, I think yeah, that was Savali having an oversteer moment. Luckily, he keeps his car on track though. But yeah, coming back to the Danny Van Der Neat defending, if he didn't do that, Hodes would be in front and Hodes maybe would pull away and we wouldn't see this train of cars all so close to each other, because no offense to Danny Van Der Neat, but he is holding this bag up and I only love it. He's doing a great job at the moment.
Indeed he is, but now Hodes is getting closer, but he just had a little bit of an oversteer moment there, but here we go, yeah, Conti going round, trying to go around the outside of Hodes. So who dares to brake later? Hoda should keep the position, which he does. So still the order is unchanged, and I do it, and all the drivers are doing very well to keep it clean for this all 9 cars for first place. So it is some great battling going on here.
Great defending from Hoda as well. On the braking there, also braked very late. It looked very cool. And once again, what a battle here. Look at this. Toman being sandwiched by 2 Twister cars, Patel and Conti in front of him. And he's just looking for a mistake from one of the drivers probably in front of him, and then trying to take advantage, although he's very close to Conti now. But Conti will have DRS as well, which will neutralize the effect he is going to have. And nope, still not far enough. By the way, Peter Hambro pitted, so last race, in the feature race, Peter Hambro didn't have great tire wear. He doesn't have great tire wear now either, so he pits once again, and that drops him out of the battle. Unfortunately, it's a shame to see him go, but he cannot drive 16 laps on the super soft tire. Fair enough. Once again, we head down to the first corner. No change of order, although Savely is very close to the back of Patel. Needs to put the power down. It seems like people are struggling with putting the power down once they are in the dirty air, and that actually would make sense, because well, with the dirty air it's quite tough to get the power down without having oversteer. Once again, we see so many cars locking up for that chicane. It is really because of that bump on the track there. It unsettles the car, and your front wheel becomes light, and it causes a lockup. So now the driver is heading into, well, rounding up the second sector, I should say, heading towards Ascari's chicane. And in the second DRS zone they go, and once again, another change of order. So because it is a 16 lap race, it pretty much throws the plans of a strategic move in the bin, because you cannot undercut, because there are no pit stops to be made really. I mean, you can make a pit stop, but it would cost you time more than anything else. So it has to be fought on the track itself, and that's it. And I love that, as we see Hoda is now quite close to Van der Neet. And Patel is very close to Savely now. Here comes Patel with DRS on Savely. Can he overtake him, as we see a good battle for the lead as well? Then even he still holds that position, but Patel, no, couldn't manage to get past Savely. Savely has such a good straight line speed in that Ghost Speed car that it is pretty much impossible for everyone else to pass him at the moment in the straight line.
Yeah, indeed, and if Danny Radley keeps this position, but I think Hodas is starting to get impatient.
Alright, we have reports that Patel made a mistake, and Savely got in front of him, I think, and then tried to repass him, or Savely just overtook him. But yeah, that does make sense, because there was a twisted car in front of Savely, which was Patel, so Patel losing a position then. Once again, Hoda seems to have the better line through the Ascari chicane, but then it's then even the Neat, who has a good parabolica usually, and gets a good exit, puts the power down early. And once again, it is probably because of that dirty air that you're struggling with putting the power down. It's just much harder to put the power down without getting wheel spin and oversteer. Tobin right now quite close to Conti, but I don't think he will be close enough. He's picking up the slipstream, the DRS is open, same for Conti, but indeed he is too far back at the moment, as we see Hodas looking on the inside of Danny Van der Neet, but he is too far back. It's more or less to scare Danny Van der Neet more than anything else. I mean, Hodas will know himself too that he is too far back at the moment to do anything. And after 10 laps, it's still Danny Van der Neet who's doing a good job and still leading. In the background we see Liedner and Sebastian Dunkel battling quite a bit. Dunkel putting the pressure on Liedner, and Dunkel very close behind Liedner actually, and Chris de Jong just left. Chris de Jong just left the server, and Chris de Jong has a DNF. James, can you perhaps look what happened?
Yes, yeah, I can.
Okay, good.
Well, it says he's got suspension damage again, so I can only assume he's gone into the wall.
Yeah.
I'll just take a look.
Okay, sure. Yeah, as you said, he retired with suspension damage, so you would suppose that it is because he hit the wall. Anyway, entering lap 11.
Well, basically, coming out of the Ascari chicane, he just lost traction and went straight into the wall, so unfortunate weekend for Christian.
Now Conti once again having a look on the inside of Hodes, and Godek pits. Godek is going to pit. I think Godek was in front of Holzman, so that releases Holzman. And Godek not able to do 16 laps himself either, so he is going into the pits. Puts on another set of super soft tires, I would say. Yep, that is true. Oh, and here comes Conti around the outside of the chicane. No, that's not going to work, but here comes Toman with a good exit out of the chicane. Can Toman take it? No, he cannot. Toman just had a little bit of wheel spin at the exit of the chicane. Otherwise, he maybe would have got him. That was the chance for Toman probably. Toman is waiting for those things because he cannot pass in another way. And now Sadly is quite close behind Toman as well. We know that Sadly has a good top speed. And Toman now. Toman having a good top speed as well. Having a little look on the inside of Conti. No, now doesn't make the move stick. He's just too far back once again.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Sorry. Well, Sadly just got a little bit oversteery out of the second Lesmo, so he lost some time to Mohammed Patel. But this is some great battling going on here.
Yeah.
And this all keeping it clean, so you've got to give plaudits to all the drivers. Yeah,
I mean, look at this. We see this train of cars all battling for the first place, and then even Vandenit still is in that first place. I mean, then Vandenit, he must have a lot of pressure on him, but he just keeps on going, still in first position. Great stuff.
Yeah, he is doing a fantastic job, and now Conti was just looking at Hodes, but Conti just can't get past the Precision Motorsports car, because the DRS is pretty much useless. So it's basically who has got the highest top speed to go on past, but the setups I'd assume are pretty much equal, and there's some locking up from Juri Toman in the background there, so still positions haven't changed, so they're all doing a fantastic job to not have contact with any of the other drivers.
Yeah, Simon is very close to the end of our course now, the second DRS zone. Here comes Simon, probably having a look on the inside. He does so, but he is too far back again. So all these drivers having DRS neutralizes the effect another driver is getting, and it is making passing so hard. I mean, it's just waiting for a mistake, and I think that is what Toman is doing as well. I mean, we saw Conti attacking Hodes, and as a result of that, Conti got too deep into the chicane, compromised his exit speed, and I think Toman is just looking and waiting for those things to happen and then strike. I mean, it's the only thing he can do, and I don't think Toman is trying to do this. I think all these guys are trying to do this because the DRS is just not effective enough. We've seen it in a future race, and we see it here again. And further down the field, we don't see that much action either. Although we see a battling for 14th position with Godek, of course, on his fresh set of tires. Up front, second chicane, everything clean. Yep. Let's go back to Godek. Oh, crash! Alex Diaz is off. Godek goes straight on. And that is a shame for the drivers. I'm gonna have a look at a replay here. Can you please keep an eye out on what's going on in front?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so Godek outbraked Diaz, and I think they have made contact, but it looks like lag because there is no. It does look like they make contact, but you see Alex Diaz's car going to the left, which looks like contact, so probably a lag hit. Or a lag bubble. As Holzman is off. What is wrong with Holzman? Holzman lost his front wing. Holzman has lost his front wing. I'm gonna have a look at that as well in the replay.
Okay, well, there's still no changes in the order. They're all running down into turn 1, but there's still no position changes, and if Danny Randoni carries on the way he's doing, he will end up going to go and win this race, and that'll be an absolutely fantastic job for the NetRex driver, and I'm sure everyone that's watching this broadcast will agree, because he is a fantastic driver and he's a really nice guy. So you know, it'll be plaudits to Danny Randoni, but let's just hope he can carry his first position on. But Conti actually got a little bit of oversteer now, and that allowed Yuri Toman to get past. So now it's precision 1-2. So whether there'll be any team orders, we hope not, but we may see it. So Shuri can try and win this race, but whether it be too risky, we'll have to see what Precision do.
Reports on Patrick Holzman, he hit another car which was stationary on track. I think he is still driving without a front wing because he didn't pit it. But look at Toman now on the back of Hodes. Hodes, I don't think he will defend this very hard. Toman down the inside of the parabolic, and they go side by side in there. It's going to compromise Hodes' exit speed. But Conti is too far back to do anything about it right now, so Yuri Toman gets second place then. Starting from 8th position, he does it again, he goes to second now with one more lap to go. Can he also take Danny Randoni? I don't think so, but Hodes is going to come back. Great racing with Precision Motorsports, I think, but no, he's too far back. Conti now looking as well. No, he's too far back as well to do anything. I mean, you're not going to dive bomb into that chicane because you are... well, I can guarantee that there will be contact that way, but still, this is great battling, and Conti once again having a great run on Martin Hodes. Here comes Conti down the outside. No, Hodes defends the inside. They break very late, everyone, for the chicane here. And now Savely had a good exit. No, again, too far back. Everyone is just... It's too far back the whole time. It's just not. As Danko is out of the race as well.
Yeah, well, I think tyres are going off, but now Yuri Toman,
Simon. Sorry. Simon is on the inside of Alvaro Torres. No one. Oh, okay. I thought they make contact, but no. Okay, so no order to reach there. There it is indeed. Toman on Danny Randoni right now, and Patel on Savely, and the Simon in Torres. Here comes everything. Here we go. Final corner of the race. We see a lot of battling in the background with Simon as well. Patel cannot get past Thomas Savely, so it's Danny Randoni who is going to take home a victory, I think.
Yeah, indeed he will. So Danny Randoni to take victory in Monza. What a fantastic job, and he's absolutely delighted. And I'm sure he will be. Yuri Toman in second place, Martin Hodes in third, Marco Conti in fourth, Thomas Savely in fifth, Marin Patel in sixth, Alvaro Torres in seventh, Johnny Simon in eighth, Norbert Leitner in 9th, and Pit Elmo rounding out the top 10. So do you want to take us through the rest of the grid?
It's Daniel Obida in 11th, Patrick Holzman finishing in 12th position without a front wing, Alex Diaz in 13th, Boya Garcia 14th, Veslamagen in 15th, Golby in 16th, Floriano in 17th, Prieto in the end retired as well. Same for Godek, Dunkel, De Jong, Marconi, Mundy and Lopez. So that is the race done, and Danny Randoni is indeed very happy with it, and well, he has the right to be very happy with it because he had so much pressure during that race. He manages to stay in that first position for 16 laps long. He was on the threat for that first position by Martin Hodes, but he made a brilliant move, braked very late, and kept that first position. What do you think of that race? In my opinion, it was much better than the feature race. Okay, anyway, Yuri Toman then finishing in second place. Good stuff from him as well. Starting in 8th position, keeping everything clean. I mean, we have seen the feature race and the sprint race as well. We have seen some crashes in that first corner, and it is, as I said a couple of hours ago, I said it is pretty much unavoidable here. It is so tight in that first corner. Luckily, in the sprint race there weren't as much crashes as in the feature race, so well, the sprint race was a really good one. and I definitely enjoyed it. I think you guys have enjoyed it as well. With the top 10, well, the top 9, I should say, was within 5.3 seconds, and well, that was good stuff. I mean, 16 lap long action with a lot of battles for the lead. A lot of cars battling for that lead, and good stuff from the drivers, must be said. Props to the drivers for keeping that clean, and well, it was a good race.
Yeah, indeed it was. So, what a great race this sprint race was. Close battling and everyone keeping it clean. It was just a fantastic thing to watch, and hopefully more battles and more exciting racing comes along in the Pro Series and the World Championship, and whether Morgan Moran could take another pole position and even win this Italian Grand Prix. So we hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. We certainly have, haven't we, Jerome?
Oh yeah, for sure. The feature race was not as I expected. A little bit boring, to be honest, but the sprint race, well, was a beauty.
Yeah, indeed it was. So we will see everyone on the broadcast for round 10 of the Formula Sim Racing 2014 season. Goodbye.